It's gonna be good. So I want to introduce this gentleman, Mr. Chris Houston, and I've known him for just about 3 years. We got introduced through a mutual friend in the military. We I think we had met it was a birthday party. We had met, talked, and I was the first thing I was like, man, he tall as heck. Oh man, he's super tall. And then also, I at the time I didn't know that he was also an agent too as well, focused on it in the Medicare space. He'll tell you little bit about that. That's not why we're here tonight. But as we got a chance to turn around and talk a little bit more, man, when you hear that deep voice, you got the Barry White, man, this guy like, man, I gotta listen. What you say? Say it again. But it's very inspirational, especially when he told me about his son Jed and Jax, and we spoke about financial stuff. We spoke about accountability. Talk about men's mentorship. We talked about so many things. It's just an ongoing conversation where sometimes you just got to tell one or the other, hey, I'm gonna have to get back to you, because sometimes you ever get in a conversation with people and you wish you would have recorded that. Like y'all dialogue was so good. It's like, man, we dropped some nuggets to each other. So that's Mr. Chris Houston. So a lot of things that he's seen my growth over a period of time, and he's what I would say to him. He's never heard me say this, but he's a center of influence for me and also for you all too. So then with that, I want to open the door up. I'm not gonna steal no more thunder and introduce Mr. Christopher Houston.
Wow. I didn't expect that type of introduction. You didn't warn me for all of this.
Oh man, look, you didn't pay me for it either, so hey, it's good.
That's okay. No, I'm glad to be here. How are you all doing? I sense that everybody is like kind of settling in from having a productive day. And so before I start running my mouth, I just want to ask, how's everybody doing? How's everybody feeling?
Doing
Feeling
great,
good.
doing great.
Blessed.
And let
Amazing.
Mhm.
That's good. That's good. So here's the thing. Um, I'll tell about myself as we kind of get into the conversation. There's no slides. This is not a webinar. This is not a hold your questions till the end type of thing. This is actually a conversation. And I'll go as far as to say that you all are professionals. Many of you know what you need to do. You know what areas you're working on. And so, since Cedric and I, we always have conversations about accountability, we just thought it'd be a great idea to just kind of share some of the perspective that I've gained over the years, and see what you guys can take out of it. And that's what I'm excited to do today. So with that being said, there's two goals that I did write down, and yes, I have notes because this is, we want to have, I want to have fun. I want to have a conversation, but there are two objectives for tonight's discussion: to identify your biggest pain point when it comes to your goals, your personal goals, or achieving your personal goals, or staying on the road to achieving your personal goals. We want to identify those tonight. And if possible, we want to figure out what we can change or what checkpoints we've been ignoring so that we can build up more consistency. Is everybody all in with that?
Yep.
Yep.
All in? Okay.
all
So let's
in,
start off with a question. What was that? What was it
all
that
in.
all in? Okay. So let's just jump right in and let's not waste time. Let's jump right in. So what's something that you've been wanting to work on but haven't? That's the first question. And we could just, just two people, one or two people, because I want to move through this because my goal is for everyone to walk away with tools that they can implement to be more successful in achieving your goals. So what's something that you've been wanting to work on but haven't?
And
Anybody willing to share?
feel free to unmute everybody because we are recording too as well, so that way we can go back and watch it, but we won't be able to see those notes in the chat all the time. I saw Amelia drop something in the chat.
Oh, I should be looking in the chat. Let's see.
I keep mine. Amelia, you want to unmute and tell us what you put in there?
Networking and marketing. Okay.
Oh, I put in networking and marketing because those have been my stumbling blocks for years. I can talk to people if I come across them or if somebody refer them to me, but then I get kind of a backup when I want to post stuff out there on the internet and things like that. And so I'm trying to get over all those stumbling blocks. That's been my hang up, those two things there, my own self.
Okay. So in tonight's goal of identifying pain points that keep you from achieving your goals, you've already said that one is yourself, like getting in your own way.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So let me, and I have to take notes because I want us to address all of these things as the discussion unfolds. So,
And I love it. I have a passion for it. It's almost, I'll talk about it just like I talk about ministry, but I just got to get out there and all that.
When you say it, passion for it, are you talking about the networking and marketing?
Or yes, the insurance, all the products, all the products that I have to offer because I'm licensed in life and health.
Okay.
And of course, I'm on Cedric's team for Sure for Life. So all those things come together, and I just love it. It all good products to offer people, but I just got to get myself out the way and get out there.
Okay. Got it. So I took note of that, and we'll definitely circle back around that. Thank you for sharing with that. Do we have at least one or two more?
I got one.
Oh, go ahead.
And it's so cool or funny that you guys talking about this right now because yesterday I was sitting down in here in my office and it was like I asked myself. No, I didn't ask myself because if I ask myself so many times, I'll have the answer already. So I went to ChatGTP and I said, ChatGTP, is there a name or is there a name for somebody who knows what they want and can talk about all the goals? And this has been like this for even back when I was in a practice company and everything, that when it's time to write it down on paper, I freeze up.
Is there a name?
But I can talk to you all day about it.
Right. What did you find out? I'm curious now.
And I was trying to look for it because all my stuff is saved, and it says something about it's a auditory processor or something like that. And there was something else, another word for it, another word they used. And like there's nothing wrong with me or anything like that, but I'm more of it says something about you gain clarity when you're talking more. So I have to find it and then I can share it with Sad or whatnot.
Yeah, this is interesting. We're gonna jump into this one. So let me ask you, what is your answer to that question that we asked? Because we're gonna get going after this one. What's something that you've been wanting to work on but haven't?
Writing down my goals.
So writing down the goals themselves, right?
Writing down the goals.
Okay, so I gotta challenge you a little bit because we're actually going to be talking about some of the solutions, right, for whatever it is you're working on. So can you give me one of those goals that you haven't written down, that you're having trouble
One of
writing down, something that
okay,
you're trying to
so
accomplish.
one of the goals is to stay consistent with my content.
So
With
creating content.
yes, because I'll start and I'll be going for a whole week, and then next thing you know, it'll stop, and then I'll go and get silent again, and then I'm over here all on the internet trying to figure stuff out, knowing I got all the tools right in front of me.
Okay. And you
I
got
mean,
everything you need.
I got everything I need.
Okay. Okay. Wow.
So
Okay. So
weird.
yeah, we're gonna work on that.
I said weird, and you're gonna say yeah.
No, I'm saying we're gonna work. Hey,
I know.
I'm just it's all love though. It's all
I
love.
know.
It's all love. We're gonna work it. I'm excited to work on this with you all.
Yeah.
So you don't have to necessarily share goals at this point, but does anyone have any other pain points that they want to share before we jump in? Because one of the goals that I had set for tonight is to identify the highest pain points that you all have when it comes to, achieving your goals. So we have getting in my own way, and we have staying consistent. Does anyone have any other pain points that they would like to mention?
Yes, I have a pain point.
Uh,
I'm used to selling from home. It's been a telesales for all the different products. I've done Medicare, I've done the health arena, and now I'm back with Final Expense. I'm so used to selling from home. It's hard to come out of that shell to go out and walk the neighborhood or walk the mall, wherever, and to promote what I have now. I have the knowledge, I have the tools, but it's just, I need something to make me get out there and go get it. That's holding me back. Now, if I can sit at home on the computer and I got leads, I'm fine. But searching for it without leads is my hang up. That's a pain point for me. It's getting out of the house.
Getting out.
And can I just add to that? I have the same pain point.
I'm taking the list. I'm writing the list down so that we can knock them all off. Go ahead.
Yep, getting out the house. That's getting out the house. That's a pain point for me as well.
Mine is going live. I'm struggling with going live and doing videos. I don't know why.
Going live and doing video. So that's back under the content.
Mhm.
A little bit of, do you feel like you sabotaging yourself a little bit, getting in your own way, like you talk yourself out of it?
Yep. I do the video and then I don't put it up.
Oh, you even make the video and don't put it up. Oh, that's a whole new level right there. She said, I'm about to take it all the way till I get an inch within the finish line, and then I'm just gonna stop. All
You're
right.
not
So
alone, Christine. You are not alone.
Fantastic.
Can anybody else relate to that though?
I definitely can. I have some videos right now that I need to do editing on, and I have not. And so that is definitely my pain point when it comes to social media, staying consistent and just designating time to do the editing and stuff. I hate doing social media.
Wow. Okay.
It's me, along with the AI flyers that you make.
What was it with the AI? Oh, using AI?
Yeah, I do flyers for social media and don't post them. I finally did it last week, I think. I think it was Wednesday for Cedric's Thursday. I finally posted one out there, but I have them made and just don't I back myself up and don't do it.
Okay. Wow. All right.
I've got a solution that contains two different things. How about a blowtorch to get you off your chair? And how about also that might get some drippings going, if you want to lose a little weight, that might work too. I know I'm being silly, but in all seriousness, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, you know what? I wanted to start off with this conversation just to show you that you can be professional. You can, have things going for you, in terms of your business or the work that you do, and yet still have challenges with these things that, they seem small in certain, arenas, but it's a big deal, that you need to put your content out. I mean, that's a huge impact on your business or whatever it is that you're trying to build, getting in my own way. Again, we know what happens if you don't get out the house, right? You can't expect to make those relationships and build that business if you don't. And to piggyback on what's already been said, and then we're going to get into these checkpoints. Too many ideas and no focus. That's one of the pain points that I've been uncovering. No structure. No structure in the things that you need to do will lead to that inconsistency, because every step you take, you're questioning, will this pan out? And sometimes when you're in that mode, it's easy to say, not just yet, right? It's easy to say, I'm not going to hit that publish button. So, and then we got two more. Getting stuck. When you get stuck, you stop completely, because now you say, I'm stuck. And you become comfortable with saying, I'm stuck. And that becomes your reason for not moving forward. And then the last one here is no accountability at all. You don't have anyone that's really, I mean, you have people that'll say, how you doing today? How's everything going? Right? But do they really want to know where you are based on where you were last week or the week before? So these are all of the things that I am about to share with you, because I see that it's a few things missing here in terms of what's needed to stay consistent. And I want to teach you guys the checkpoints that I've uncovered just off of my own trial and error experience, working with other people, analyzing the things that I've tried to do that failed or succeeded. And I want to tell you guys, it all starts with identifying your commitments. Identifying your commitment. That is the first step. So let's go back to the first person. Watch this. Is that Amelia? Amelia?
Yes. Yes.
You had the getting in your own way. Was that your?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What are you committed to? Like what are you committed to? And you can look at it like, if you want to cap it like by the day or by the week. Like, what are you committed to? You don't have to think too hard, but I just want everybody to kind of watch this and learn from this.
As far as business, that's working with clients and trying to, I at least try to connect with 5 people to get at least one connection in some area, whether it's life or health. So that's what I try. My goal is for each day is to try to at least get 5 people that I touch or talk with, that I can, try to get one for an area that I promote.
And that's what you're committed to?
Oh, I'm not committed to a whole lot of stuff outside of that. I'm committed
to. So what I'm getting at here is, I don't know if anybody caught this, but we use goal. We use the word goal, I think, in the wrong way, right? A goal is nothing more, and I think me and Cedric, when we really connected, when we both kind of discussed this together, a goal is nothing more than a list. It's just a list of something that you want. It's a list of something that you want. And a lot of times you end up on the cycle of frustration because you have something on that list as a goal, but it's really not something that you're committed to. Because my definition for commitment is, a commitment is something that you're willing to take action on, even if you don't feel like it.
Oh.
And so for those of you who have goals, ask yourself, Do your goals, do they match up with the things that you're committed to?
Can you
I'm
just
committed
say
to
that again
this.
so I can write it down? That was
Yeah, no problem. So we have commitments and goals confused. Um, the cycle of frustration starts because we have those things that are listed as goals. We have those things that are listed as goals, but those are not the things that we're taking action on.
I gotcha.
Commitments, the definition of a commitment is something that you're willing to take action on, even if you don't feel like it. And so what you want to do, get in the habit of doing on a regular basis, this is checkpoint number one, is asking yourself, do my commitments align with my goals? Because a goal is nothing more than a list of things you want.
So do I get to say that over again then?
What are you committed to?
Family, ministry, and my business.
Family, ministry, and your business. So when it comes to the networking and marketing, you don't have to beat yourself up. All you have to say is, this is going to be my season for the networking and marketing aspect of my business. Because you don't want to beat yourself up for something that is not yet a commitment. So in other words, the process is each week you're going to check in with yourself and find the correlation. Are my goals aligned with my commitments right now? Are they aligned with my commitments? And you have to recognize, not right now. That's okay. You're going to find a way to win anyway. But this will eliminate the frustration. This will eliminate the frustration. Let me ask you this. And I'm asking all of you, what's on your calendar for June? What's on your calendar for June?
I'll shoot it out there. I have first Thursdays. I committed to every first Thursday doing funeral plans, event for my mom, and 2 senior events that I definitely know, as well as this is the time that I need to dedicate to my kids at this time. So I pretty much put my life in the calendar to be in the places that I need to be.
So with the things that and here's a test for everyone right now, those things that you have on your goals list, are any of those things showing up in your calendar for June?
Yes. My daughter teases me and say, "Are you in another Zoom?" Because I'm always on Zooms. I'm in Zooms. I'm learning because one, I'm new to TKO. I came from another company, so I'm on Zoom mostly all day on Tuesdays for learning, and then Thursdays for Medicare, and then I have my Saturdays for ministry, and I have basketball for family. So I live by my calendar as well. But Zooms, I need to put some Zooms on there for myself to talk about and invite people to tell them about my plans that I have to offer.
Got it. So the next checkpoint is, once you understand that the commitments are the things that you are taking action on, then you have to make sure that when you set goals, you align those goals with those commitments. And the ones that don't align with your current commitments, then you just put those further down the calendar. Doesn't mean that they're irrelevant. It doesn't mean that you're not serious about them. It's just you recognizing that you have to make the calendar your friend. So if you have, let's say, who was the getting out of the house? The gentleman?
That was me, Marlon.
Okay. So does that align with your current, that aligns with your current commitments? Because I know you said that's something that you're currently working on. So are you setting goals specifically to do that, even if it's like one that shows up, next week, Wednesday, I'm gonna get out. And that's why I was asking what's on the June calendar. Because I was expecting, like, for someone like you, I would say, how many days are on your June calendar where you're committed to getting out of the house?
Right. Now that's where I need to start by setting those goals and getting out and hitting those commitments, doing it like when I don't feel like it. So I guess
Yeah,
that is what's holding me back. I just
yeah,
gotta put it in action, get out
yeah.
there and do it. I have all the products and everything and the training. I do spend a lot of time, like Miss Amelia here, researching and on webinars and stuff. But I'm so used to sure income,
Hmm.
and this is my first time being in a position where it's not sure income,
Yeah.
it's commission only, and it's very new for me. So I'm so used to having money coming in, but
Hmm.
now that's changed.
Yeah. Wow. Gotcha. Yeah. Well, just remember this one. If you don't plan to do it, you don't plan to do it.
Yeah, that's true.
If you don't plan to do it, you don't plan to do it. Um, the next checkpoint is recognizing when you may have to learn something to get closer to your goals. Where is the pain point in that? Does anyone have like a example of, fighting with yourself because there may be information that you just don't have that could be the problem? See, what these checkpoints do is they eliminate the pain point. The checkpoint eliminates the pain point. When you look at the checkpoint of your identifying your commitments, that can eliminate the pain point of the confusion around your goals because they're not lined up. If you are taking action, but the action ends up leaving you somewhere you don't want to be, then you have to look at the checkpoint of, well, is there something that I need to learn? So it's identifying what that correlation could be. No one has anything for learning. If we can move to the next one. If that's
No,
Yeah,
I'll
I need.
shoot one out there. Is
Okay.
one of the commitments I have for this month is to get up, get out, and do face to face. And today I was driving. I drove past a State Farm office and I want to go in and introduce myself. Drove past, I said, nope, don't go home. Circle back
mm,
around and
mm,
went in there and spoke to an individual, brand new, never spoke to him, introduced myself and work on my speaking skills. But the thing that I have to learn is how to do business to business, which is a challenge, right? Because I don't know it, and somebody's got to teach me, but I got to bring people to the table, right? So the
mm,
challenge, no matter where I sit, to introduce myself and articulate and all of that, I know that that's tough for me, but then I
mm,
push myself to like just do it. And if it don't work out, it ain't that I only fail by not doing it. So then that's where my challenge is intro uh having to speak to people to get that experience to learn.
mm. Well, I'll tell you this, because later I'll get into what all this is leading to in the project that I've been working on. But basically, you have to have a checkpoint for learning, and that's a weekly checkpoint. That's a weekly checkpoint. Each week, I start asking yourself, what do I need to learn, or what am I currently learning to get over some of these pain points? Um, so, and then the next one here that I have is taking action and accountability. When we talk about accountability, are there any of you who feel like you have accountability covered? You need accountability. You're not sure where accountability fits. Is there anybody like struggling in that area?
I would say yes, because I guess most of us feel like we're independent agents
Mhm.
and we feel like we got to build a business on our own. And that's kind of where I kind of feel like, hey, this is my thing. I got to make it work. But I have contacts, people I can talk to,
Mhm.
but they're not like managing me or anything like that. They will, if I need help, I can ask them for help. But
Yeah.
it's not like anyone is managing me. It's like you're building this on your own.
Yeah.
So that's where I'm at.
Yeah. And that shows how important this is for networking and marketing. Is anyone nudging you saying, where's your networking and your marketing?
No.
Oh,
No, you go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, you can answer too. I'm asking everyone. This is everybody. I'm talking to everyone.
if it wasn't for Cedric, and I'm sure he won't mind, but he has motivated me. Um, and he is one, and I'm on his team, but not on his team, and I thank God for him because he has helped me because of the accountability that he puts on me.
Mhm.
And so even though I know I'm an independent agent, been doing all of that and things, him being there has helped me to be structured more, want to do more, and all of that. All the things we're talking about tonight, even the things that is my pain points, from the little connection that I have with him, it has been a blessing for me. Um, Even like tonight, this is helping me. But yeah, I'm thankful for to have the accountability, even though I've been independent for 8 years. It's still good to have.
Got it. And what about let's see, the creating content. The there's a few examples that we had. And where's my finish line lady? The one that stops at the finish line. Soon
That's
as she
me.
gets there. What about you? Do you have someone giving you that nudge um, to go ahead and post that information?
Cedric tries. He tells me to go on and post it, but I don't listen to him, and I should. I'm my worst enemy, my worst critic.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what I'm getting at here is that these areas that we're talking about, it's not one and done. With that whole write your goal down and then let it grow cobwebs in the corner. You have to be asking yourself these things every single day. That's what consistency is. That's what being consistent is. If the checkpoint is around commitment, you have to be looking at that every day. If it's around your goals, you have to be looking at that every day. Accountability, I'm not saying that you have to have someone or check in every day, but it has to be at least on a cycle, a weekly cycle, to make sure that you're making progress there. And there's just two more checkpoints, and then I can tie all of this together. The next checkpoint is lifestyle alignment. Are your daily and weekly actions ultimately, are they aligned with where you want to be in the 3 months, the 6 months, the year, the 5 years? It's checking that cycle as well. You want to um, open your restaurant, but you don't know the restaurants within a mile radius of you or in the area that you want to open your restaurant in. That's lifestyle alignment. Are you doing things that are going to put you in the arena of where you want to be, uh, you know, as time goes on? And then the next checkpoint is your review process. Do you sit down And do you really grade yourself at the end of the week and say, how did I do? How did I connect the dots? So my question to all of you is, do you have a routine or a system of really, really zeroing in on these topics that we've discussed? Do you have a weekly routine of checking these things?
No.
That's a no for me.
Mm-mm.
That's pretty much why I'm here.
Unless looking in the mirror like, dang, it's 9 o'clock and I ain't did jack today. Did that count?
Yeah, well, the thing is, everyone has a routine. The question is it helping you or hurting you?
Mhm.
Right? Everyone has a routine. So, I'm gonna go ahead and just jump in and we can have a conversation about again another reason why Cedric invited me here. But before I do, I got another question. One more question. I'm not gonna say one more question, two more questions. Maybe three. What's one thing that you want to make progress on this week? And it's perfect that today is a Monday. What's one thing that you want to make progress on this week?
I need people to talk to.
Action. I need to get out of the house and not pause on those social media accounts. I get them ready. I get it ready, and I'm like, I'm not pushing that out yet. So I just need that final push over the hill.
That's right. That's right. Don't let it sit there unpublished, right?
Same thing with my videos. I just need to do them and put them out.
Yeah. A ABL always be launching every single day, especially if you have a business. And I was getting ready to ask, what's the smallest step you can take, right? Cedric, you like that ABL, always be launching, don't you? Always. Okay, and that was the next question. What's the smallest step that you could take towards that this week?
Doing a short live, something I'm comfortable with. Putting it out there.
So put that in the plan and schedule it. And that's the next step. Just identifying when you're going to do it.
Mhm.
When you're going to do it. Because if you don't plan to do it, you don't plan to do it.
Mhm.
All right. So, and I have about a list of 20 pain points here. No accountability, no real system, plenty of knowledge, no execution, feeling stuck in your goals. I'm reading them. High frustration, no defined process, can't stay consistent long enough to see results. So many ideas, I don't know where to start. No weekly reset, no defined system, too many ideas, priorities, can't focus, don't have enough time, wasted evenings, can't balance job and goals, no consequences for not following through. That's a huge one. No consequences for not following through. Easy to quit silently.
Mhm.
Easy to say, uh, not ready or have it holding at the finish line. Um, so what I did was I took these pain points and I started to come up with an idea for an AI app. And the purpose of the AI app that I'm currently building, is to help you stay consistent on the goals, and the objectives that you set for yourself, and the checkpoints that we discussed. these were checkpoints that I had been using over the years in my coaching system. But I'm leveraging AI to identify when it's time for you to go back and revisit one of those checkpoints based on the information that you provide and the progress that you're making on your goals. And Cedric asked me to come and talk to you to uncover what some of those checkpoints would be. I hope that all of you got at least one thing that you can implement in terms of trying to be more consistent. But what we're going to do is, I don't know if Cedric knows this, but you all will have full access to the pre-launch and first version of this once it's ready. My plan is to launch it July 1st. But until that time, if Cedric wants to have check-ins as part of the pre-launch community, some of these notes that I've gotten down here, I'm going to be checking in on the getting out of the house, brother, the creating content, the getting out of my own way, the networking and marketing. We want to revisit this because writing it down and putting it in the corner to collect cobwebs is not enough. We want to make sure that we're taking action on these things that we have identified as not goals, because goals are just the list of things we want, but commitments. Commitments. Those are the things that you're going to take action on, even when you have a headache. What are the things that you're willing to do, even when you have a migraine? Those are your commitments. And if the goal does not fit in with that, just means that it might be further down the line. So don't get frustrated. Don't get frustrated and be mad at yourself and beat yourself up because you haven't accomplished a goal that's been on your list for a while because you're not looking at the right thing. You got to look at the commitments. You all have all the energy and effort in the world, right? But you're using it on the things that you find most important. And so that connection has to be made on a daily and weekly basis. And that's what the app is going to help you do. Right? That's where we're going with this. Cedric, that's where we're going, brother. That's where we're going with this.
I'm loving it. And Chris, I wanna. There was something that's been running rent free in my head. You said rotating commitments, and every time I do something, I was like, if you can hit on that for me.
Yes, I can. The rotating commitments. That is probably one of the top pain points. But the problem with that one is most people don't realize that they have it. Because that is the one that directly correlates with the starts and the stops. You have a goal. You want to reach a goal, right? You're on the roller coaster 1 minute and then you're off the next. It's not that the goal is not important to you, it's that you haven't identified the fact that from week to week, month to month, your commitments are rotating, right? This week, I got to try to find a job to replace my 9 to 5. Oh man, but wait a minute, I haven't done anything in my business. So next week, I gotta get caught up on these clients. Oh man, I haven't taken a vacation in a while. So next week, I'm gonna try to catch up with my girls and my guy. Listen. You have to identify that this is happening. Identify that this is happening, right? That's step one. Just identify that it's happening. That's what the app is for, to identify that it's happening. But when your commitments rotate, guess what? Your goals have to change because they don't connect. Want to know the biggest one? Health and fitness. That's the best example that I could give you of the rotating commitments. You on there looking like Rocky for week 1. You chasing chickens. You got the dun 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 dun. Dun. Hey, listen. The next week, you like, let me get back to the let me get back to the real estate. You know what I mean? Going to show some houses. You just have to go with the one that's most important. You have to go with the one that's most important. The one that this is rotating commitments. I hope I explained that well enough.
You did an awesome job on that, man. That makes sense. Yeah.
We got
Wow.
Lady Sandra, she had her hand up, and then Amelia had her hand up. Lady Sandra.
Yeah, thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate what you are doing for us right now. And one of my biggest things is alignment, alignment, and being intentional with what I'm doing. I reached a point where been in insurance for a while and still finding my feet. One of the things that where I'm at right now is knowing who I want to work with and get to really harness my business. Because if I can harness this business is one of the only business right now that can really make us lots and lots of money. And we can go to sleep knowing that we are helping other people, you know. So I realized that. And I really want to get to know my craft, get to know where I belong in selling this business, doing this business and not jumping all over the place, because when you jump in all over the place, you just get confused. And confused people do nothing. And I reached a point in my life where I was just not doing nothing. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that.
Yeah, no, I appreciate that. Yeah, and that's why I said this is a system that you can use. This is a system that you can use. I'm so glad that Cedric gave me the opportunity to share it with you all. Every week, you need to ask yourself at the beginning of that week, what am I committed to? Like, what am I truly committed to? Migraine and all, what am I gonna make sure I get done? Did we have any other questions or
Amelia?
I had one. I love what Lady Abundance said, but when you were talking about I'm calling it, whether I don't know if you said commitment cycle. Is it bad to have that happen?
the commitment cycle? No. It's
Yeah, is that
bad to
bad?
not recognize that it's happening, because that leads to the frustration, right? Of you wondering, why haven't you hit your goals? But to skip past all of that is you ask the more important question, what am I committed to? What am I committed to doing, even if I don't feel like it, right? What are the things that I'm committed to? Because remember, a goal is just something on a list, something that you want. That's a goal. But the real measurement is, what am I actually taking action on?
Can I ask another question?
Sure.
So if you you're committed to, say you're over here, you got life, you got health, you got Medicaid, you got this. And in some point of the day, you're doing maybe 2 out of those 4 things. But then you come back the next week and you may not do something, but you're still trying to do it. But because something doesn't happen, you kind of get she not discouraged, but yeah, it's kind of hard to explain what I guess I'm trying to say. But when you
Well,
mentioned
let
cycle
me
want to
commit,
piggyback. I want to piggyback on what Lady Abandas just said.
okay.
She said when we're trying to do all different things and we're not accomplishing anything because we're spreading ourselves thin, trying to learn this, learn that, and gaining the knowledge instead of putting it in action, so to speak, is what she was saying, I guess. But she made sense, and that stuck with me what she said because that's me. I do a lot of research. I listen to a lot of different things, but then when it comes to putting it in action, it's like I freeze up, like getting out of this house, knowing I got to get out of the house. And it's just going out in public because I don't see anybody else. When I'm out in public, I don't see anybody else out in public that's marketing. And I feel like, hey, it seems weird for me to go out there and do it, but I know I got it. When you don't see anybody else marketing their business, that's just my thought on that. I don't know if that makes sense to you guys or not.
Well, let's go back to the first one, and then we'll jump right back into yours. So when we say rotating commitments, see, all of the things that you just mentioned is under the same umbrella. When I say rotating commitments is if you're doing what you're doing with the life and the medical and the this, and then you're trying to sell t-shirts on Shopify at the same time that have nothing to do with with your insurance business. Because let me ask you this, how much control do you have over a customer that contacts you and what they're interested in? How much control do you have over that right now?
How much control do I have over the customer that contacts me?
Yeah, well, I'm talking to Amelia had mentioned like 1 week she's selling life and am I following you, Amelia? Life
yes,
and
sir.
health, and then the next week it could be something else, right?
Yes.
My question is how much control do you have over that customer that contacts you in terms of what they're interested in the service that they need? How much control do you have over that?
I'm in what they want, or
Yeah, and what they want.
I can help them if that's what you mean. I can help them, but they got to also know what they want in order for me to be able to help them, if that's what you mean.
Yeah, so in other words, don't put extra stress on yourself, because you may have the four things that you're selling, and then but your last group of customers came to you for the one or the two, because that's still within the same commitment. Your goal is to provide the the solution, right, of what they need. When I say rotated commitments, I mean when you're doing those four things, but then you also trying to run, I don't know, a dance class at the local YMCA. Like that's too much
Okay, gotcha.
because it's connected. What you're talking about is connected. You're selling four different services to help a person get to where they need to be.
Thank you.
Um, and then Mr. Price,
Yes, sir.
you were saying you don't see people out. Well,
Yeah,
well,
like
uh-huh.
yeah, like I'm just out and about. I'm running errands. I'm going to the store to pick up items. I guess everybody business is not for everybody. So I
Mhm.
guess that's why I don't see anyone else out marketing, but that's not an excuse. That's just what I see, and I guess that's what's holding me back. But I don't see anyone else coming up to me, say, "Hey, how you doing? My name is such and such. You
Yeah.
know anyone that's in debt and want to get out of debt? You know, something like that." But I don't see anyone doing it because I'm in a small area of 100,000 people. I don't know anyone here. Just been here for a couple of years, and I'm used to knowing everybody in my community from where I'm from,
Mhm.
and so that's kind of holding me back too in a bigger city. So I come from a small city of 40,000 people. Now I'm in a city of 100,000,
Mhm.
and I don't know where to go and how to do it.
Well, your commitment to that will grow stronger. But I will tell you what you just told me. I'd be ready to shut this Zoom down and go out and connect with people. If you're telling me that you don't see people doing it, that right there is a strong reason to do it. And here's the thing, you can come up with a very, very unique way that you go about doing it.
Okay.
That's your opportunity right there. That's the book. What's the book? Blue Ocean. When you're in it's a, what is it? It's somebody here who's an avid reader knows what I'm talking about. I think it's Blue Ocean. It's a business book, and it talks about how, when the water gets bloody because everybody's all like, crawling over everybody else, you have to find that blue ocean.
Mm-hmm.
And for you, what you just explained sounds like a perfect opportunity for you to get out there.
Okay.
That's your blue ocean.
That's
right
my
there.
blue ocean.
Yep. That's your blue. It doesn't mean stop. It doesn't mean stop what you're doing. What that means is using the checkpoints that we discuss. Plan it, schedule it. Just schedule.
Yeah.
You can start with 1 hour a week. On this day, for this hour, I'm going to go out and I'm not even going to attach myself to the outcome. I'm just going to, the only thing that I'm going to check off is whether or not I did it. I went out.
And that'll build my confidence up. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the next thing, one person, two, you gamify it for yourself, right? You beat your last performance. So if you go out and you meet 2 people next week, okay, say my goal is 3 this week.
Right.
Next thing you know, we're gonna be telling you, don't go out no more, man. Everybody know you. Just you stay in the house. Yep.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Two. You at home? Okay.
Any other questions?
There was one thing in the chat, very important from Sandra. I don't know if she can unmute, but what she mentioned was, let me scroll back up. I have commitments, but I get frustrated when I can't complete my commitment.
Oh, that's a good one. What aspect is she with us still, or did she?
She's
leave?
here. I don't know if she can unmute, but Sandra, if you can drop some, there she is.
Yes, I'm here. So my
Hey.
commitment, So my commitment is to work on creating. So I have all my posts. It's just creating the flyer, right?
Mm.
But chat just doesn't like me because it doesn't give me what I want, and I get frustrated. So I just leave it alone and I give up.
Are you using like prompts?
Yes, and they don't work because it doesn't give me what I want.
Okay.
So then I've tried Canva too, and that just is a whole nother story because I'll follow directions that I asked chat to give me, and I still can't get it done. So then I just leave it alone and don't complete it.
Go. You was about to say something, Denise?
I was feeling the same way. That's why I asked chat yesterday about how about me writing my goals on papers and stuff like that. And just something that popped in my head. I never used Claude before, right? So I said chat. I said, how about do you think Claude is better than you? And he said in some areas it is. So I went to go and put, talk to Claude a little bit, type in some things, and that thing gave me a whole blueprint of every step that I need to be doing every single day. And I went back and I told chat, I typed in, I was like, well, chat was like, well, sounds like you found out something. I said, this Claude did something for me that you never did before.
Mhm.
So try Claude.
Yeah.
Claude put it all together for you.
Is it Sandra, right? Sandra?
Yes. I mean, I don't think, I mean, I've tried other ones, so I don't think that's what it is. It just doesn't give me what I want. So I've tried changing the prompts. I've tried changing and just kind of getting ideas from, people that I follow online, just kind of groups that I'm in to see if what is the prompt, what is it that I'm not saying or am saying to get what I want. And
Yeah.
I just want to punch chat and all of those AIs, software programs, whatever. Or maybe I'm just old school and I just can't get with it.
But you notice the difference though. This is not someone that's not taking action. She's taking action. She's not getting the result that she wants. So that's why I said sometimes you may have to revisit the checkpoint of learning because you're looking for the solution, right? You're looking for another way to do it, but you may just have to give yourself a little bit more time because AI is changing as we speak. How it recognizes what we ask it to do is changing as we speak. So it could be the tool, it could be the prompt. And what I'm discovering because I'm using this to create like full-fledged pages is that sometimes you have to check this out. And I don't know if you tried this. Sometimes you have to break your prompt down in steps because
Oh, yeah.
AI tools are smart enough now to revise what it did on the previous prompt.
Yep.
And then you in other words, you stack your request.
Yeah.
Instead of putting 2 paragraphs in as your prompt, 2 sentences, it figures that out. And then you say, hey, on my last request or my last prompt, now what I want you to do is take this and turn it this way and add this and bring this in. Same way you build a landing page, or now you can build a full-fledged website using AI, but you don't put all 10 pages in at once.
Mhm.
You get the first page until it's perfect. Okay, that's my landing page. Okay, now build me a contact page or a email capture page or a paywall, right? I'm doing all of those as separate prompts. And at the end of it, I put it together and you have a site. So have you tried that, Sandra? Have you tried to just break it down into steps?
I mean, I'm not sure. Maybe so I'll tell it to do something and then I'll, let it think or do whatever. And then I'll add something else that I wanted to. So I don't know if that's.
Yeah, you know why? Because I'm going to tell you, you can add pictures to those prompts. Some tools you could put in the picture and say, here's what I want added to this image. Yes, that's where we are. So this is where the checkpoint of learning comes in, because maybe if you took a week and said, you know what, I'm not even gonna request anything. I'm just gonna learn some tips that I can add to my props and what I need. That might be a game changer for you. You might come back that next week after, just because you seem like you're a little frustrated about it. So maybe you need to step back, artists taking a step back from the canvas for a minute. You may need to do that and then go back that following week. And you might be a prompting genius just after taking a week off to kind of get some more skills. Yeah.
All right, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
Chris, how can they contact you? Or is it okay to I dropped your number anyway, but how can they reach you? I know, and send you the information if for those that's interested in getting being part of this launch too as well, and or just the app in general.
Yeah, you all are already part of the launch. I'm considering you all part of my pre-launch community. What that means is you'll be updated on where it is, and also in the interim, if we need to have another one of these calls, we could just consider it a follow-up to today, because I would definitely be interested in, now that we've uncovered what some of you all are having challenges with, to just know, just from the standpoint of what's been working for you. Where have you been able to make improvements? Because all of the feedback that you give me from this point is something that I can take away and say, you know what, I definitely have to put this component in the app, because this is something that's highly valued. Um, Gamification in terms of the streak will be one of the most important things. Has this person checked in at least once during the week to identify commitments? Right? That's just an example of one of the features that we want to have available for you with this. So with that being said, of course, my number, I did set up it's just a Google form that you can fill out. Is just for the purpose of me having another way to remember what some of your pain points are, and maybe a few of your goals. And I can put the link to that in the chat. Or did you want me to send it to you first, Cedric? How did you want me to do
You
that?
can put it in the chat, and I'll snatch it and get it out to those that had to leave a little bit early.
Okay, I'll
They
put
was
it in the
following
chat.
their commitments.
and
And
and out of curiosity, how many people on this call are still on Facebook? Are on Facebook?
Me?
Yes, I'm on Facebook. I just
Me
scroll
too.
though.
On
You just-
Facebook.
I'm on all of them.
Yeah, Instagram.
Okay. The reason why I asked is because I also put a Facebook group together, because it's just really for the pre-launch community. But it's a place where you can put updates, on like your goals that you discussed today. Here, I'm just gonna put this link in there. Okay.
all right. I got it, and everybody else, if you can, those of my sharp people, go ahead and snatch that. But I will take this and post it.
Yeah, it's the fill out the follow through club questionnaire. This is sort of just a general website that I use. This site really has nothing to do with the app domain, but what I did was I just put together that questionnaire. That's the fill out the follow through questionnaire. Um, and that's just so that I can understand what your individual pain points are and have an idea of what some of your goals are. So when we do the follow-ups, I'll already have some background information to pull from.
Right. Well, everybody, let's come off mute, and let's give us a hand shout out of how we need to throw some sprinkles for Mr. Chris. He took this time out of his day, and I've been waiting for this for a long time. And I got a whole look. I usually don't take a bunch of notes, but I was over here noting it up. I flipped the page on. So man,
I got 3 pages.
man. So let's give a shout out to Mr. Chris before we wrap up.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you. It was
Awesome.
amazing.
Look forward to
Thank you.
Yes.
Mhm.
Problem.
I heard somebody with the music. That was awesome.
Thanks for having me.
Yes. So definitely I'm putting it in the chat. Get out this week and just win. Be the best version of yourself. And that's all that we can ask you, and all the best that the first thing that you can ask yourself to do, right? That first part of accountability is be better at everything that you do, right? So, so with that, thanks for attending tonight. I hope you really enjoyed this. Some people, yes, they weren't part of the team, but I knew that those individuals needed it because we have a conversation, and this was recorded. We'll put this up per request of Mr. Houston. Look, he hold me accountable, so I was like, I'll record it, and then you go back and watch it again and again, and go back and reflect on things, right? So that's amazing. Letitia, did you have anything before we close out?
No, you did a great job. It was very eye-opening. It lets us know our weak points for sure, things that we probably don't identify ourselves until somebody else helps us figure out, oh, that's what the problem is. Oh, that's where I'm not doing it at. So I thought it was really great. Helped me. I got about 4 pages of notes myself.
Yep. And don't forget this one thing, y'all. Always be launching. So
Always be launching.
Always be launching.
Always be launching.
We gonna
Yes.
cross the finish line like this. So with that, everyone have a great night, and definitely we'll be calling you and connecting this weekend. And reach out to us. Reach out to the leaders and stuff and let us know how you doing it. And check on. Thank you for everybody that reached out to me too as well. All is good, and I wish y'all the best this week. All right. Good night.
All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.